need to adjust it to get it back on level. Keep doing a spot and stock. Be ready to roll. Hey guys, today we're going to talk about backpacks. Obviously, depending on where you're going to hunt, you're going to have different items in your backpack. So if you're doing just a local hunt, maybe on your lease or your own property, going out after hogs or something, you're probably not going to need to have a whole lot of stuff in your backpack. Like my backpack for just our hunt nights that we do, I've got just different knives, gloves for cleaning hogs, and bags for bagging and ice and straps and things like that. A couple of drag ropes, things like that. But if you're going out, on an out of state or in an area that you're not used to being in, you're not comfortable with your surroundings, you don't really know the area that well, you might want to have extra things in your backpack. So today we're going to talk about that. There's nothing worse than heading up into the mountains or heading up into a wooded area where you're ill prepared and you don't have what you need. So just a few things that I carry in my backpack. Like we recently, last September, went to Colorado, and my backpack weighs quite a bit, for a day pack. But yet I have everything in there that I need. There's going to be other things that guys are going to say, well, I've got this, or I should have had that, or I use this. Hey, that's cool. I try to go as light as possible, but yet I want to have everything I need just in case something happens. What happens if you're up there hiking, you break a leg, twist a knee, you're stalking an animal and you get into a situation where now it gets dark and you might have to spend the night. It gets pretty rough, especially if you don't have internet access. Maybe you didn't download on Onyx, the area that you're on. Onyx is a great tool to have, because the thing is it gives you an idea of your location and where you're at and what's around you. But getting back to the backpack situation, here's just a few things that I carry in my backpack. So I'm going to start out with just some basic things. So obviously, I'm going to have a good quality knife. One that, if I need to use it for, cutting wood, chopping up little things, or skinning out an animal, it's going to hold an edge. Cutting rope, things of that nature. So I'm going to make sure I have a knife. Next, I'm going to have a good quality pair of binoculars. So with these binoculars, not only am I going to use them for game scouting, but I might be using these things, say I get lost. I'm up in the mountains and I get lost. I'm going to use these binoculars to kind of pinpoint locations as far as, well, maybe I can see some structures out in the distance, and have a good point of reference as far as where I need to go. A compass is a great tool to have. I always have a little tiny compass with me just in case. You've got a compass that you can download on your phone. You've got the Onyx app, things like that. But what happens if your phone goes down? You don't have cell service, something of that nature. One thing that I also do carry along with my cell phone charger is a temporary solar power. So with this, I can fold this thing out, and it's got charging ports right here on the back. This thing was really cheap. I got it at like Northern Tool or Harbor Freight, or I think it was Harbor Freight. Relatively cheap to have this little solar pad, so that way if I do end up getting stranded, I can charge a cell phone. Also, long distance radio. That way I can communicate with my partners that I'm hunting with in most situations. And also, if I do get stranded or I do get injured, I can start trying to radio for help, and hopefully somebody can pick it up. But I can use this to charge it as well, because I will have the chargers with me for either my cell phone or a radio. Another thing, if you get stranded out there, you might want to think about having, or maybe even if you're just sitting there, glassing an area, you might want to have a thermocell. So I carry a thermocell along with the extra packets and extra butane, just to have them on hand. I don't want to get eaten up by mosquitoes. If I'm going up for a full day's hike, an MRE. So MRE, compact, super easy to carry around. Just another good thing to have. Never have I ate an MRE where it didn't taste pretty doggone good, and also where I was able to eat the whole thing in one sitting. You know, there's a lot of food in an MRE. So MRE is a good thing to have. I also carry different snack bars as well as hydration packs for water. So, you know, with these different snack bars, maybe you got some trail mix or something like that. I always have those in my backpack just in case. I mean, like seriously, you just never know. With that being said, with these hydration packs and stuff, my backpack has a camelback in it. So I've got this little CamelBak in it where I can carry water in my backpack. Plus, I carry a bottle of water, and the bottle of water. I mean, if I have to use a water straw, you know, this life straw here to suck water out of a creek or something, I can actually put it into a water bottle and be able to have extra water, you know, if my CamelBak starts getting a little bit low. Let's see, what else can we go with here? Hand warmers, you know, and I've got a space blanket. So, you know, even if you're saying, well, why would I need hand warmers? Well, I'm telling you, you know, you get out there and you start doing a spot and stalk on an animal. You're hiking up in the mountains. You know, maybe you've got a light sweatshirt, light jacket, something of that nature, and it's you know, 75 degrees or 60 degrees out. Well, at night it can get downright chilly, especially if you're up in the mountains. So if you do get stranded, you want to make sure that you have like a space blanket, some hand warmers just in case. Paracord or rope, you know, absolutely a great tool to have. You'll need this just in case, you know, something comes up. Trail tape. I always carry trail tape for a couple of different reasons. One is if I start getting a little bit disoriented to where I'm at, you know, start walking down a trail and I'm like, man, I think I've already been on this trail. You might want to put this tape out, or you shoot an animal and you start getting off the main path and you start, you know, going on a hike down into the thick stuff. Put a little bit of this tape out, you know, every you know, 30 feet or something like that. You'll be able to see this tape and find your way back out. Flashlights, definite necessity. And with the flashlights, I always have extra batteries. So whatever batteries my flashlights use, I always have extras, whether it be a good quality flashlight with 18650s, or if it's just a cheap flashlight that uses, say, 3 AAAs or something of that nature. I'll have extra batteries all the time just in case. Band-aids and a little bit of first aid stuff is always a plus. Something else that I carry is black electrical tape. Now with black electrical tape, you never know what you're going to need tape for. This is a really lightweight, small, compact thing to have in your backpack that just different tools that you can use. I also have I have a multi-tool in my backpack, as well as glow sticks. So I always have a few glow sticks and a multi-tool. I don't always carry a sterno can, but with a sterno can, I can either use this, super easy to light it up. I can either use this for cooking. Maybe I'll kill a rabbit or something, and I want to do some cooking. You know, a sterno can is a good thing to have. I don't always carry them with me because I do carry a lot of fire starter stuff. Now, here's something cool that maybe I can teach you that you don't know about. So this is my baggie right here with my fire starting stuff, and maybe I'm kind of a freak about it and I've got all kinds of things, but if you've ever tried to start a fire and everything is wet and nasty out, it can be a little bit challenging. So I always have a lighter, okay? I always have a striker with me, so that way in case everything else fails, this will not. So I can always use this striker if I need to start a fire. But here's the easy stuff. So all-weather matches. Okay, good thing to have. Here's a couple of cool things. So I always carry a couple of these 9-volt batteries, and I'm going to show you why. So here's two really quick, easy ways to start a fire that are very, very effective. So with my 9-volt battery, I've got one that's already wrapped in plastic, so I don't have to worry about that thing shorting out. Now I do bag. Looks like I got this thing taped really, really well. I do bag my my steel wool and my battery separately because I do not want these things touching. So I bag up a thing of steel wool. and then I've got my battery. And I take and wrap my battery in tape, and then this one here is already sealed, so I don't have to worry about it. It's got a plastic covering on it. But watch how fast this thing lights up. So you can always use a 9-volt battery with some steel wool to start a fire. This works really, really well. Take a little chunk of steel wool, peel it off, touch your battery on there. It's going to spark up. You'll be able to light up some tinder of or something, a little bit of kindling. This next thing is a really interesting way to start a fire that a buddy of mine that was Special Forces, he was a sniper and sniper trainer over in New Zealand, who used to go bear hunting with us all the time, taught us, and never knew this, and a lot of guys don't know this, but you know, you can start an entire fire, and we've done it even in wet conditions, with a Dorito. Okay, super cool. These things have so much oil in them that you can literally start a fire anywhere with them. This thing starts burning and it will burn forever. I mean, these things burn a long, long time. Super hot, all the oil in it burns super hot, and it's going to burn for a long time. You will be able to start an entire fire off of one Dorito. So, and even if you get you know, broken up chunks of chips, put that out before it gets out of hand. But even if you've got you know, you say, well, how am I going to keep Doritos from getting all busted up in my backpack? It doesn't matter. You can take all those little broken up chunks of Doritos and make a pile and spark them on fire, and you will be able to start an entire fire with it, because they do burn so hot. They're just unbelievably hot. Just really easy way to start a fire. Guys, there'll be a lot of different things that you might want to have in your backpack. These are some things that I have in mind, especially if we're going out hunting an area that I'm unfamiliar in. I have been, not really, I shouldn't really say stranded, but I have been up in the mountains of northern Arizona where I did have to spend the night hunting one year, and it was not comfortable. And that was the one time when I went up there and I was thinking, you know what, I don't really need much in my backpack. I had a little bit of water, a couple of trail mix packs, you know, my knife and things like that, but I really didn't have everything I needed, and it was a very, very uncomfortable night. You know, trying to light a little fire with a lighter, and you know, things were damp. It wasn't good. It was a very, very uncomfortable night. So with that, man, I'll never do that again. Never do that again. Another item that you might want to have is just a cheap tarp. You know, maybe something like an 8x8 tarp, where in case it starts raining, you can make a shelter. If I don't have rain gear with me, I will definitely have a tarp with me. And also, that tarp is going to hold in your body heat, so you can wrap that thing around you. Another thing, we were hunting up in northern Arizona one year, and there was a chance of snow coming in. So we had rain and snow coming in, and everyone was like, you know, it's not a big deal. You know, our tents are waterproof. Well, I had just a little tiny dome tent, and I took a tarp and wrapped it around my dome tent and sealed it up, put rocks all around the bottom. Man, I woke up in the morning, sleeping in my underwear with a sleeping bag kicked off me, was warm as can be. And everyone else was freezing their butt off because everything they had was wet, and it was just nasty cold out. So those tarps will help hold in a lot of heat. Guys, check out more of our videos that we've got, and leave some comments. I mean, if there's some kind of idea that you've got, or maybe you've got an idea on things you should have in your backpack, or on future videos, just let us know. Thanks.